Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy Star Wolf, and today we're going to be reading a fanfic called, what was it? No, I Came for the Bloom. So this is a romance between Apple Bloom and, Spike. Now, I know I said before to myself, and I think to you guys at one point, that yes, I would do a Kingdom Harmony something with Kingdom Hearts. The problem with that is, though, is that I don't think that fanfic, I'm sorry, is finished. So, for the time being, I just have to randomly find a fanfic. If you guys want me to read anything, leave me a link in the description, and I'll immediately read it and give you credit, whether you be supporter or and if you're the actual owner, then I'll give you a shout out also. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Oh, also, excuse me if I stutter a little bit. I still don't know if I'm only allowed to record for 15 minutes, despite the fact I have a PC now and I can do more. It's a little unorthodox for me. Spike shifted uneasily. Oh, wait, sorry. Before I continue to read again, this is my first fanfic, and sorry if I botch up Apple Bloom's voice. It's hard. Spike shifted uneasily as he watched Applejack talk to Big Mac and Apple Bloom in a huddle. Come on, just let me help. I'm sorry, no. Come on, just let me help. The purple dragon had been coming to Sweet Apple Acres increasingly over the last month. Applejack was concerned that her friend was going to work himself to death. His work wasn't always helpful anyways. Apple Bloom walked over to him. He smiled. Apple Bloom? So what did your sister say? Apple Bloom rubbed the back of her head. Well, Spike, Applejack said she's really grateful for all the help, but you're already Twilight's assistant. You don't need the extra work. It's no trouble, Apple Bloom. I already finished all my chores, and Rarity wanted me to ask Applejack what fabric she preferred anyways. Apple Bloom raised her eyebrow. Yeah, and she said Rarity could choose. Spike scratched his forehead. I need to go talk to Rarity. I'll be right back. Spike, wait! Apple Bloom called after the purple dragon as he ran away. Apple Bloom smiled. What a sweetheart. I hope he doesn't work too hard. Spike was out of breath by the time he reached Carousel Boutique. Rarity! He panted, running into the store. Rarity looked up from the dress she was working on. Spike collapsed on the couch. Oh, Spikey Wakey! Whatever is the matter, dear? I didn't know, I'd have to do Rarity. Spike panted. Applejack, said, chose. He took in a deep breath. Whatever fabric you like best. Rarity furrowed her brow. Well, I was hoping for a more honest answer, but I suppose she couldn't choose. Oh well, I'll just go with the satin then. Right! Rarity brought Spike a pillow and a glass of water. He fell asleep on her couch. Twilight came to pick him up a few hours later. Don't make any noise, Twilight, Rarity said as she closed the door behind Twilight. He's so cute! Twilight smiled, looking at her friend. Well, he is just a baby dragon. Thank you, Rarity. Twilight lifted Spike onto her back and carried him home. We need to talk about the work you've been doing lately. Twilight kissed his forehead as she laid him in his bed. Spike yawned as he got out of bed. He briefly looked at the Rarity plushie he had up on a shelf. He'd long since outgrown it. Twilight was making pancakes and tossing in jewels. Jewel pancakes! Spike shouted as he sat down at the table. Twilight placed a stack of pancakes in front of him. His mouth was full as he spoke. Thanks, Twilight. You're welcome, Spike. Twilight giggled. Spike belched. He began to wipe the crumbs from his face. Twilight stared at him intently. Wait a second. You only make me Jew pancakes on my birthday, or when you want something. Oh, God. Twilight, please don't make me change the library layout again. We've done that a dozen times in the last 5 months. Twilight giggled. No, Spike. I don't want to move the books again. Though I have been wanting to move the fantasy section over near the science fiction section. Oh, good. Hey, Twilight, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna head over to Sweet Apple Acres now. Spike, hold on. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, he said, rubbing his arm. Twilight placed her hoof on his shoulder. Spike, you've been going to Sweet Apple Acres a lot over the last month. And while I know you love to help your friends, it's just too much work for you. You hardly have any free time left. And while you haven't always been the most helpful, he's been more helpful to you, Twilight, I know that. Yeah, I know, Spike said, rubbing his spikes. But I want to help. But Spike, Applejack doesn't need the help. I know you felt like you owed her a debt a few years ago, but you've long since repaid it. Spike looked at the floor. That's not why I go. A light clicked in Twilight's head. Spike, you don't have a crush on Applejack, do you? His cheeks turned red. No! Right. You have a crush on Rarity. Well, not anymore, he said, rubbing the back of his neck. Twilight raised her eyebrows. Really? Since when, Spike? You used to talk about her all the time. Well, he said, exhaling, really, after Rarity started dating Applejack, I kind of lost my chance there. But a few years before, when I went to help Applejack, I saw Apple Bloom working. I think I might have started to have a crush on her then. Twilight smiled. Spike, you have a crush on Apple Bloom? Yeah, it didn't really sink in until about a month ago. Seeing all the work she did with the CMC was really cool. She's really hardworking. So that's why you've been going over to Sweet Apple Acres so much. Yeah, I've been going to see Apple Bloom. She's only 2 years younger than me. She's really cute, Twilight. But I don't know if she'd like a dragon. Oh yeah, guys. Owner of the story put in the story summary description that like in canon it's like a 5 or 6 year difference, but in the story it's like 2 or 3 years. Like Apple Bloom's 2 years younger. Twilight wrapped her hooves around Spike. Spike, you're kind, brave, loyal, and a good friend. I'm sure she'd love you. You just have to ask her. Spike rubbed the back of his neck. I don't know, Twilight. I don't know what to say. Twilight giggled. Spike, leave it to me. Applejack laughed as Twilight relayed the story. Little old Spike had a crush on Apple Bloom? Applejack, I thought you'd be happy. Sorry, Twilight. It's just so dang funny to me that Spike has been coming over here for the last month because he has a crush on my little sister. To be honest, Twilight, I can't think of a better partner for Apple Bloom than Spike. Twilight smiled. Will you help me then? Twilight, I'd be delighted to. Spike gulped as Rarity pulled the bow tie around his neck. You look fabulous, darling. Do you really think so, Rarity? I'm not sure what if Apple Bloom says no. Rarity dismissed this with her hoof. Nonsense, darling. You look fabulous. And how could Apple Bloom ever say no to such a handsome dragon? She scratched under his chin. Stop it! That tickles. Rarity continued to tease her small purple friend. Darling, I promise you, Apple Bloom will be swept off her hooves when she sees you. Typo. Spike hugged the white mare. Thank you, Rarity. Applejack, I don't want to wear a dress. Apple Bloom cried as Applejack continued to style her mane. Hush now, you aren't having any of that. Apple Bloom, you have to look presentable for your date. Applejack, I don't even know who this fella is. Hush, just trust in your big sister, okay? Alright, fine. Oh, here we go, everyone. Oh my god. Twilight ran down the checklist. Spike in a suit and tie? Check. Apple bloom in a dress? Check. Romantic candle-lit dinner? Check. Now where is Pinkie Pie? Hey, Twilight! Pinkie yelled as she approached from behind. Pinkie! Sorry. Pinkie! Twilight quickly covered the page where she was drawing their names encased in a heart. I assume you completed your task. Yep, Pinkie said, holding up a light green mirror with white hair. Wait, holding up a light green... Oh. She looked around startled. It's a Lyra. Twilight face off. No, Pinkie. I asked for a Lyrie. That's Lyra. Pinkie looked at the green mirror's kitty mark. No. Look, her kitty mark. It's a Lyrie. Pinkie, that doesn't mean she's a Lyrie. It just means she can play a Lyrie. Oh no, everything's ruined. Spike won't have a perfect first date. Pinkie put down Lyra. She walked away confused. I don't know one pony who could play music tonight, but I don't think she could play anything slow. Though her girlfriend might. Perfect. Just get both of them here ASAP. Appleblom and Spike are supposed to arrive shortly. Okie dokie Loki. Spike gulped as he approached a small table lit by a candle. It was off in a small alley not far from the castle. He saw Appleblom and approached from the other side. Oh my gosh, here it goes, everyone. I feel so sorry for Spike at this point. I am sorry. Well, best hope to him. Spike? You're the fellow I'm supposed to have dinner with? Spike gulped. Yes. Spike pulled out Appleblom's chair. They both sat down. Starlight brought out some spaghetti. Oh wait, this does take. Spike bit his fingernails. You look pretty in that dress. It was light, red and flowing. Appleblom blushed. And you look very handsome, Spike. Thank you. You're welcome. Pinkie said she was getting music. Where is it? Twilight thought hiding in a bush. Vinyl Scratch and Octavia set up, not far from where Spike and Appleblom were sitting. Twilight breathed a sigh of relief. Her jaw dropped when they started playing a mix of obnoxious classic and dubstep music. What's that? Appleblom asked, covering her ears. I don't know. Let's leave, Spike said. He grabbed Appleblom's hoof and escorted her away. Twilight dealt with the musical ponies. Spike led Appleblom to a quiet spot under a large tree. The moon was out, the ground was aglow with its light. Leaves crunched as they walked. Spike blushed as he stared into Appleblom's eyes. Appleblom, I sort of have... Appleblom pressed her lips onto Spike's. He wrapped his arms around the filly. Spike, would you like to be my boyfriend? Spike blushed. Of course. They kissed again. Oh my gosh, this is so cringy for me. Guys, I'm sorry, this is so cringy for me. Ooh, so sweet. Pinkie giggled from the bushes. Quiet, Pinkie. We don't want them to hear us, Applejack said. My little sister all grown up. She was crying on the inside. My little sister all grown up. She was crying on the inside. What do you mean I have to pay you? I'm sorry. What do you mean I have to pay you? Twilight shouted as she spoke with Vinyl. The white mare shrugged. Octavia tapped her hoof impatiently with Twilight. Madam, I kindly ask that you give my girlfriend the payment she so ever deserves. Starlight giggled and placed her hoof around her mentor. Hey, at least Spike had a nice date. Twilight smiled. Yes, I suppose he did. The end. Well, that was a nice story, everyone. I honestly can't believe it. You know, what's really surprising to me, at the bare minimum, is that Spike and Apple, is that, where this takes us. I mean, we see mention of Starlight in there, and these are just some afterthoughts, but we see a mention of Starlight in there, and to be honest, I think this takes place a few years after, like, maybe season 5 or season 6, like a few years after, you know, takes a few years, because I mean, Starlight isn't gonna be there unless it takes place, after that. But yeah, aside from that, this was really hard to find. I just found some random story. But if you'd like me to continue a story, and this is my first reading, if you want me to do more, leave a like. I do draw the line at Klopfic. I draw that line. But yeah, guys, if you want me to do more of these, tell me in the comments below. The name of this was No, I Came for the Bloom, and I'll try and see if I can leave the link in the description. Now, let the stars guide you. Peace out. Oh yeah, also leave some fanfic suggestions in the comments, and I might read them.